Peter Parker Intern 2 Bruce Banner by 107th Infantry. Chapter 17 Redemption. "I'm ready," Peter said, much later. "Okay, help me clean up these papers and computers. I need to move them to a back room so the door can be repaired." Bruce was talking gently, but he wasn't babying Peter. Peter appreciated that. "Can anyone open that elevator other than Mr. Stark?" "I'll lock it." Bruce supposed that the boy was tired of seeing people when he locked the elevator, but when he turned around, Peter was lifting several computers on his shoulders like they were light as feathers. "No use in hiding it." "No, I guess we are past that point." Once everything of any significance was locked away, Peter sat down, his eyes expectant. "I'll see you tomorrow, Peter," said Bruce, but Peter remained sitting. "I'm still an intern." "I don't know. You're still my assistant. Just try to fix things with Tony, will you?" "Would Mr. Stark really kill someone for research?" The talk between them was an interesting call and response. It was unnatural and stilted, but the affection in Bruce's eyes kept it from being uncomfortably so. "Maybe," Bruce answered. "Would he really?" "No, he wouldn't. He's changed a lot in the past few years." "Who would?" "A lot of people." "You'll protect me?" "You can protect yourself, but yes, I will." "Are you mad at me?" "I'm always angry, but never at you." "Thank you, Dr. Banner." "You're welcome, Peter." Bruce stayed up late. He would have claimed that it was to protect his research while the door was being repaired, but he was worrying. He had fixed as much as he could for Peter, but he couldn't make it better with Tony. Peter went home and cried in May's arms. She understood. She cared. She told him that he hadn't made the best choices, but she held him. When Peter woke up scared in the night, he could have sworn that he saw Black Widow on his fire escape looking almost motherly, waving off a floating figure. At 4 a.m, Peter jerked awake again. He went to his closet and put on the suit that Mr. Stark had gifted him. Jumping from building to building, he finally landed next to the tower. Immediately, Iron Man came down. "I'm sorry, Peter." There was no kid or boy or underoos. Tony was sorry. "I'm sorry, Mr. Stark." Peter meant it too. "Bruce sent me all the research you've done. It's good. Better than I would have expected." Peter let that last comment slide. "Can I still be an intern?" "Yes." "Do you want to still come on missions?" "I think I'll be friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man for a while." Peter looked at Tony and Tony looked at Peter. Black Widow watched from the ground and Bruce Banner watched from a traffic camera. "I'm proud of you. Not the hiding stuff from me part, but the research is good. I won't look at the spider experiments if you don't want me to. You have to realise that Bruce and Harrington knew me a long time ago. I'm not proud of what I did." Peter was shocked. "What did you do?" "I'd like to say that it was Obadiah, but before I took control of the company, a lot of things happened. People died. On some level, I think I knew. Somewhere in my haze, I knew people were dying for my lifestyle. But Peter, understand that I was just 20. Peter stared at him. "I'm 14. "We're different people." Tony looked away. "I forgive you, but it was you. It wasn't some younger version of you." "I'm different now." "A little bit, but you tried to take me to Wakanda just a few weeks ago." "I would have protected you." "Tony." "I'm sorry," he sighed. "How did you grow up so fast?" "Realising your mistakes does that." As the sun started to rise, Peter swung home. He could fix this. Natasha Romanoff and Bruce Banner never found out what they had said. Banner had insisted. Instead, they had a cup of tea together and toasted to the new day. Peter had smiled as he left. It would be okay. Chapter 18 Bets. Peter clocked into his internship and went to make some Pop-Tarts like every other day. It was surreal coming to the exact same internship after talking to Iron Man just a few hours earlier. Liz was standing in the break room reminding everyone about the intern lunch. Was that really today? Time flies when you're in an existential crisis, I guess. Peter, is your supervisor coming? Liz asked, leaning on the counter. He said he would, so probably. Veronica slipped Kyle $5 under the table where they were sitting. Peter overheard her whisper that Pepper Potts made a whole lot more sense than Tony Stark before we knew it was a guy. Liz shot a look at them. She probably couldn't hear them like Peter, but it seemed she knew what they were talking about. They've got some low-level bets going on as to who your supervisor is, Peter. Winner donates it all to a charity of their choice. I'm hoping to help save the bees. Mind helping me out? Peter almost laughed. Who wins if no one gets it right? I'm not sure, she responded. Make sure it's you. Liz smiled as Peter left, even more curious than when he had arrived. When Peter arrived in the lab, Dr. Banner actually looked put together. His face was clean-shaven, and his usual frayed cardigan had been replaced by a handmade one that would make any grandmother proud. Dr. B, any chance you remembered the lunch? Of course, Peter. Natasha may have reminded me. How come she's always gone when I get here? Peter said, putting on a fake frown. Today I suspect it is because she stayed up all night so that you could get some rest. Tomorrow I'm guessing she might come down when we go to that bookstore. OMG, Peter started, sounding like a schoolgirl. Does she know I'm Spider-Man? This is bad. Like really bad. Bruce did not look upset. She's known since Germany. Oh. Spies could be really annoying when you were trying to keep a secret identity. We've got some work to do. Mind helping? It was nice to get back into the groove of work. By lunchtime they had made some progress on both their projects. Peter was finally getting some data out of his spiders, and Bruce had made yet another discovery about the cause of cancer. As Peter and Bruce took the elevator up to the executive lunch floor, Peter remembered something. They made bets on who you were. They're great people, just a little too smart for their own good. Sounds like someone I know. As they stepped onto the floor, hundreds of eyes followed them. All of the interns were here. Peter instinctively grabbed Dr. Banner's sleeve and pulled the stunned man over to where a stack of dollar bills were being passed. Liz smiled up at them. Dr. Banner, this is going to save so many bees. She shoved the bills into a bag labelled Honey Bee Health Coalition. The other interns at the table laughed. Their supervisors looked slightly uncomfortable. Still holding his sleeve, Peter sat Dr. B down. It looked like it was taking all of his willpower for the man not to run. Peter smiled at him. Bruce took a breath and smiled back. For Peter, he could do this. Hi, I hope you enjoy the podfic. If you do, please consider subscribing as I try to upload twice a week. This will include the other chapters of this fic. It really makes my day. I am taking requests, so if you have a favourite fic you would like covered, drop me a comment and I will reach out to the author for you. Have a lovely day.